And hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dynasty Warriors 3, ladies and gentlemen. We are continuing on with Zhang Liao's Mushu mode here today, and we're going to be doing the Battle of Changban. Changban, as you all know by now, probably, most likely, was the event where Cao Cao's army chased down Liu Bei's fleeing army. So we are the ones that are doing the chasing here, so we need to make sure that Liu Bei does not flee the battle. Should be easy enough. As you can see, the Liu Bei's army is all kind of condensed into one small little area, and we have lots of good people. So I should be able to manage this this stage without any hassle, or at least I think, at least not too much hassle. That is the plan. We've got Dian Wei and Cao Zhang and Yue Jin here. The enemy's got a lot of people, but they've not really got that many good people. And a lot of the bulk of their forces is actually just peasants, which offer absolutely no...
Together, the Allied forces emerged victorious over Dongzhuo. However, the Han Dynasty had already lost all of its power. One by one, each of the Allied leaders heads home, secretly plotting to realize their own dreams of power and ambition. In the year 208, with his forces concentrated in Huabei, Cao Cao heads south in an attempt to invade the Jing province. Standing in his way is Liu Bei, who is charged with the protection of Fan Castle. Liu Bei makes little effort at resistance, instead attempting to escape through Changban. Together with his own troops, Liu Bei tries to take the commoners with him, slowing down his forces considerably. Cao Cao, showing no mercy, pulls up behind the fleeing Liu Bei.
And that's basically what we've got to look forward to for this match. It should be an alright one. We should have little difficulty. Gotta love that music, of course. Love the music, the OST for Dynasty Warriors, and every Dynasty Warriors OST is usually always brilliant.
Liu Bei's army. We will clean them out.
And we have the red hair, and we have his Zhang Liao's third weapon. And Dian Wei is actually here on this one, which usually he's not.
Before his lordship arrived.
I think the Changban stage has two different versions of it, depending. Sometimes there'll be Dian Wei, other times there'll be Zhu Hong and Zhang He. It's strange. I'm not quite sure what triggers the difference there. But here we go, we've got Zhao Yun. Now, if you leave Zhao Lun alone, and he will cause havoc, because he's actually an officer under Liu Bei, which means he gets Liu Bei's morale, and Liu Bei always has high morale, so you've got to watch out for Zhao Yun up here. He will take out all of the officers up here if you leave him alone. Valuable lesson learned. And Zhao Yun is actually dead, which tells us something important, that we will not fight Shu after this battle. Odd, I know. This is only the second battle. But there is the dim sum in this little corner here in the top northwestern part of the map. The Mushu wine is in the southwestern part of the map in this little pot here. So now here comes the big part of the battle. We're going to go to the centre of the map, and basically all of Liu Bei's forces need to go through this part of the map where Zhihao Yuan is located. So what we're going to do is we're simply going to chill out here, and we're going to just destroy every bit of Liu Bei's army that comes through that little hill. And Liu Bei's army is really got no defence against it, because they have to come through here, and if you're here, then they're screwed, essentially. So it's really important that you kind of get here really quickly to prevent a lot of the peasants getting by. Because Zhihao Yuan will not be enough to stop the peasants. They'll get bogged down by their AI, and they'll tend to fight the troops and then let the peasants slip by, and that can lead to increased morale for Liu Bei, and increased morale for the enemy is always a negative. I don't think I've ever had a situation where I've like, oh yeah, the morale is up, that's fantastic news. Don't think I've ever had that situation ever in my entire life. So you always want to make sure that the enemy morale goes down and not up, and the best way to do that is take out these peasants. You can tell they're peasants because they're differently coloured from Liu Bei's army. Liu Bei is green, peasants tend to be a kind of dark orangey colour. So we've got some peasants right over there, and usually they tend to be represented by private foot soldiers rather than any other unit type. And there's our main army. More people for us. Once the main army arrives, Zhang Liao and Zhang Fei will kind of like collapse a little bit. They won't be able to really hold off against the main army. There we go, we're just going to destroy these guys here in this little hill. We've got Sun Qian over there. Sun Qian, I have no idea. But Maliang and Jian Yong are here. Now these guys are leading peasants to safety, so if we take care of these guys, the peasants are going to be in a bit of a trouble in terms of getting away. But you still actually need to kill the peasants in order to get the negative to enemy morale, I believe. Jianyong is done, which is very good for us. And there's a bunch of peasants over here. There's a bunch of peasants over here. Let's just start working on them. The way it works, I believe, is you need to take out a whole squad of peasants. Ah.
I'm Zhang Fei of Ya. Come, I shall make you fear death.
The infamous, or famous, I should say, Zhang Fei Changbanxin. More peasants, let's take them down. Good thing the peasants actually will stop to defend themselves if you attack.
I defeated an officer.
But yeah, I believe you need to take care of a whole squad of peasants in order to count as peasants killed. There's a group here that slipped by. And Zhang Fei is single-handedly repelling our troops there, which means our army morale is going to drop. So maybe before you go to Zhao Yun, maybe it's a good idea to take care of Zhang Fei before you go, so that that event can actually trigger. It would probably be a good idea. Bunch of peasants that we just wiped out in 2 swipes of our green dragon blade. I'm sure we're supposed to be getting some peasant messages right now, but I think the battle log of messages is a little backed up a little bit. There we go. Peasants under Sun Qian have been eliminated.
Ah, my people.
Liu Bei is going to be sad about that.
The people are the foundation of the country. I can't seem to protect them.
I defeated an officer.
Well, maybe you should do a little bit of a better job than protecting the people under your custody, Liu Bei. You're kind of just letting me run riot over all of them right now. But we've got lots of Liu Bei. Well, he is doing that. Lots of Liu Bei forces are coming, and Liu Bei himself is actually nearly here. Now here's Liu Feng, Liu Bei's adopted son. And he's done for. More peasants. How I love taking care of peasants. Quite heartless. Wei is typically seen as, usually it's seen as the evil faction. If there was going to be an evil faction, I think Wei would be the one that would get that title. They're typically seen as the one that has all the power and tends to resort to a by any means kind of way of doing things. But I mean, each faction has their downsides, undeniably. I mean, Wu has the infamous betrayal of Shu. Shu has the betrayal of Wu, actually, and refusing to hand over Jing once they secured Yi.
I can't seem to protect them.
No, not Yi. What's that region called again? Can't remember. But once they secured Shu, they were supposed to hand Jing back over, but instead they just held on to it. So Shu's, all 3 of them have their faults. Not one of them are truly bad, really. Essentially, they're all aiming for the same goal, but they just have different values and beliefs. Essentially, so there's no real answer for who is the morally right faction in Dynasty Warriors. It just depends on where you lay on the fence. And personally, for me, if I had to say, I go with Wu. Personally, for me. Wu has always, in my opinion, it's done what it has to done for its own preservation. They teamed up against with Liu Shu against Cao Cao because Cao Cao was a menace to the land, conquering everything in sight because of his massive ambition. and then they only turned against Shu as a last resort because they were terrified of what Shu were becoming when Shu conquered the territory and then refused to hand over Jing. But while I've been rambling on, we've managed to take out Liu Bei, and he's actually dead. So that means the rest of the battles will be against Wu, funnily enough, weirdly enough. So I've went on a bit of a ramble and rant there, but apologies for that. But another stage down. I can't wait to be done with all these post-commentary episodes, and I can get back into the live commentary again. It will be so much better than this post-commentary stuff. I don't know what I was thinking with this before. Anyway, we have the halberd and a great halberd. We have the green dragon, so we're not going to be using any of these anymore. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter what I pick. Not really expecting any great items from that either. But anyway, that's it for this episode. So thank you guys for being here for this episode of Dynasty Warriors 3. Hope you have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel and leaving me a comment. As always, it's a pleasure to have you here, and I hope you're well. See you guys next time. Take care.